Hello everybody, I'm Anthony Rockers living in the Yellow Submarine, and today is day 2 of 30 day song challenge. Again, with it. Yesterday's video was, I just uploaded day 1, so this one's gonna be day 2, and this is gonna be titled "A Song That Always Makes You Smile." To be honest, this was the hardest decision so far in this challenge. Because I love most of the songs from certain bands and artists that I love. But this, I made a conclusion. This one is Darts by System of a Down. I was going to either, because before I was going to make this video, I was going to put either Darts or either Morning Mood by Edvard Grieg. Edvard Grieg. If you don't know this song, listen to it for yourself. I mean, you're most likely going to know this song, so... Those both songs, they were hard for me to choose. So, this is the song I will always not only smile, but laugh at it. Because, first of all, let me tell you about the production, about how the song is made. System of a Down said that, the band members said that they dedicated this song to the memory of the 1.5 million victims of the Armenian genocide. God dang it. Every time I make videos, I always misspell it. God dang it. Perpetrated by the Turkish government in 1915. Okay, yeah, I got it right. And on a footnote from the booklet on the album, it says, "Why do odd societies hold the pantheon of 12 gods to be true, while modern societies generally have one god?" That I can't agree with right there, and can relate to what's happening right now. But those are just basically the production. Well, for the production on the first one, what I said earlier about how they dedicate, because you gotta think about it too. If you want me to suggest you to listen to System of a Down, what do you think? But I gotta say, System of a Down is hands down a better nu metal band that we've ever had from the early 2000s and the late 90s, because nu metal was a big thing at the time too, before it died, pretty much. Because nu metal, if you didn't know, it focuses more on hip-hop and rapping and more DJs, which is really disappointing. And it's not the worst. Well, actually, it kind of is, personally. But as an overall subgenres of metal, yeah, it's not really the worst, but it's up there with it. It's up there. Because if you don't know, nu metal does not have that much guitar solos, which is the biggest disappointment as metalheads like me. I love heavy metal and thrash metal. I've already said this a bunch of times on my videos. And nu metal mostly focuses on hip hop and more on rapping, rapping is not really my thing too much, but there's actually some rappers I actually enjoy from rap. Eminem and even Tupac and Biggie. I love their flows to their music too. Eminem is definitely might actually be my favorite rapper out of all of them I heard. But back to System of a Down. So the song Darts is not really one of my this song is not really one of my favorite songs, not only from them, but not one of my favorite songs by, if you didn't know, Darts is on the self-titled debut albums. This one is actually the original album that came out, and this is the limited edition that came out a year after it. And I'll explain to you about it, but for now, I'll just tell you about the song, and why I love the song, why it makes me smile. But I'm not gonna lie, the intro sounds pretty thrash, you can tell. I mean, I would specifically describe System of a Down as more of a heavy and thrash metal. Oh, excuse me. So yes, I just drank soda because I know I'm going to be burping a lot. I don't drink it all the time. I drink a lot of water because again, I drink water a lot more than soda. I just recently drank soda, so don't mind me. And I'm not going to lie, that intro, or you could basically call it the opening line of the first verse, I'm not going to lie, that opening line of the verse, "May I please remain in this space," got me. I laughed my butt off every time. System of a Down is hard to take it seriously with their music, but it turns out to be awesome and fun to listen to. Especially if you want, because I know you're gonna be like, Anthony, what album should I start off with System of a Down? I highly suggest you to get into the Toxicity first, and then try to get into the self-titled debut album. You may or may not like it as much as the Toxicity, because Toxicity has more of a melody focus and has more of about singing rather than, well, it does have, well, not really more on the singing than the instruments, A little, but it does have more. Because Toxicity has more element. It has elements of the self-titled debut album, but not a lot. But self-titled debut album is definitely it's actually one of my favorites from them. And let me tell you the truth that the self-titled debut album and Steel's album were actually hard for me to choose which was my second favorite. But I come to conclusion and definitely listen to the two other albums, especially especially how the self-titled debut album and Steel's album, and I also do have it. Those are the albums that like I listen to them both, and I can hear the evolution of how they were made, especially the recordings of it too. But Steel's album is, in my opinion, my second favorite, mostly because it's the production. I know you get back, but it's because of the Toxicity. Well, it's not really because of the Toxicity era. It's mostly because of how it was done. Because especially when you listen to songs like Aerials, it had more of a melody focus, and that was like basically telling you what you're going to hear next on the next album, where you're going to hear a little more on the melody focus, but not too much. And after I do maybe in the middle doing the challenge, I'm going to upload like the Mesmerized album review because this is the end of, because as of when I'm uploading, this is the end of the month of May, and this is a couple days after Mesmerized came out, and I ranked the tracks, just to let you know, I've ranked the tracks on my channel, but I didn't do an album review. So, back to Darts. So, the opening line, I love the opening line, Darts, from System of a Down. I love the opening line, may I please? Like, Sarge Taken, his vocals is crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but, like, so funny. You can get a laugh out of it. When I first heard the opening lines, I started laughing so hard. I mean, Sarge Taken is mostly hard to take it seriously. Just like, basically, well, I mean, because they were basically, I think if I recall, at the time where they became popular, I think they were one of the most memes. They made a lot of like memes from them. I could be wrong. I think they were one of the early memes. Well, from the bands, if you will. I don't know. But this song, oh my gosh! Not only the verses, I found it really funny, and the pre-chorus, I found it really laughable. Well, kind of. Mostly because of the way Sarge sings it. But the chorus is very headbangable. But then, like, at the last verses, at the end of the song, like, in a couple of verses left, that was definitely not one of my favorite ways to end a song, personally. I mean, I get that this is the 12th track on this album. The next one was called P-L-U-C-K. And I don't think I've done an album review on this channel about the self-titled debut album, which I will later on. Because of how much I really love this album so much. Because, I don't know, System of a Down are definitely one of my favorite metal bands. Well, I mean, not just metal, but like new metal bands. Especially if you look at the context of what was happening at the time. System of a Down actually made metal sound like metal, personally. Because if you look back at like Linkin Park, Incubus, and Slipknot, and Seven Dust, they didn't really have too much. Well, I mean, they had more of this what was popular at the time, mostly. And they were mostly because they mostly follow trends and they don't really get into their own way. Like, say, like, oh, we should become a metal band because we got into new metal. But System of a Down, they actually were about metal as a genre, too. Because they weren't just one of those boy bands, or you could basically call it, like new metal bands that were trying to follow trends, and then they started to become, like, lazy, low-budgeting music bands anymore. So, overall, this song is not one of my favorite songs on, not only from them, but like one of my favorites on the albums. And especially, I love the self-titled debut album a lot. This album is more of a relief of frustrations and energetic and craziness of the vocalist. Unless if it's not your thing, or with loud instruments. Unless if it's not your thing, you're not going to most likely like the song. But I think the songs you're most likely going to like on this song, I think you will most likely like the song Spiders, personally. Because Spiders is also one, if I recall, I think this is like the most well-known songs on this album than the Sugar. Because Sugar is one of those songs, but I personally always thought Spiders was the biggest hit on that album, personally. Mostly because it also did, a fun fact, it featured on the Scream 3 album soundtrack, which I don't even think they played that song in the movie, which is... Because Scream 3 hands down was the worst movie out of all the series. I prefer the first to the second ones, thank you. And I know you're going to be talking about like the fourth film. The fourth film was actually really, it's way better than the third one, but it's not like the best movie out of Like, especially when you're comparing that one to the first one, no. I think the first one beats the cake. I don't care how cliche the story or the characters are. I don't care how cliche it is. Try not to take everything serious, saying, oh, it's so cliche, all that trash. I mean, if you're talking about kids shows and kids movies, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. But, like, back to this song again. Darts, so Darts is not one of my favorite songs on the album, mostly because I didn't like the way they end the song, because, I don't know, like, overall, like, the song is, like, the way it's made, it wasn't one of my favorites. I mostly prefer other songs on this album more than this one. I mean, I know you get, well, I mean, because my least favorite is also Q-Birds, but Q-Birds is one of my least favorite because I didn't like the song that much, even though it did have a high energy sound, but it just sounds like an unfinished song, pretty much. But this song didn't really sound like an unfinished song. It had a crazy, energetic, headbangable chorus right there. But overall, as a song I would listen to on my own time, not really. I will listen. I mean, if I had to listen to the album entirely, I would not skip it because I mean, this is just part of the experience of what you're going. What is part of the experience. So yeah, overall, this is a song that will always make me smile and laugh. I mean, it doesn't say like also including laugh, but it's just a smile. But there's any song out there like Edvard Grieg and Beethoven. There's a lot of bands and musicians that I like that always puts a smile on my face. But overall, yeah, this is just a short song. Just basically like not just a song review, but more specifically the 30-day song challenge, the second day of it. So let me know in the comments what is your favorite. What song will always make you smile, huh? Let me know in the comments down below. I will be very curious to know. So yeah. This is the original. Okay, let me just show you what the original album. So this is the original album, and this is the limited edition, which came out a year after this one came out. So there's not really anything different of both of them, except for this one has 4 tracks that were performed live. But except this also includes the Sugar music video. What I mean is like it includes like the Sugar music video, which means like they actually have to. Especially if you get this, if you got this album, especially a long time ago, you will understand what it looked like at the time when this was made. But yeah, this is the album, and because I may probably show, well, just in case if I don't really do the album review yet, I'm probably going to show you what this album looks like right now. So yeah, so this is the limited edition, and this is all color red, which I don't mind the colors red and yellow. I don't mind it. But this might be, or well, hold on. These, or you could basically say this album might actually be my favorite album covers from this band entirely. Mostly because it's just basically a picture. It doesn't say, well, it kind of does say System of a Down in the corner right there, if you can see it right there. They both have they both have System of a Down in the names there in the CD, which I like that. I like that. Even for a self-titled debut album, that is pretty creative. I like that. And if you look at right here, it says bonus pack of System of a Down. In the back you see the band members performing it live, which fits very well with this limited edition. And it's not really anything different on this album, except for, of course, they have the following, of course, what I mentioned earlier, the Sugar music video, and of course the live tracks. And by the way, this also has the DVD. It says bonus pack. It says bonus disc. All these tracks previously unreleased. Sugar, War, Sweet Pea, one of my favorite songs on that album. No, and finally, No. Oh, I love that song. And I don't think it doesn't. It actually says, and I love how the CD package, you see all the band members there. They're just so funny. Oh, dang it! I dropped it. Well, this one's always been broken. So let me show you what it looks like. So this is just basically artwork. Basically, this is definitely one of my favorite album covers from them, and this one's not really anything different than the self-titled debut album. Well, I mean, than the original, except it does have the lyrics again, like lyrics. But this one's actually different. As you can see, this one says all live tracks, but it also says in the bottom, it says also contains the video Sugar and behind the scenes footage. I forgot to mention it does have the behind the scene footage. I like that. And they're basically performing it live, as you can see, as the picture. And by the way, as the back artwork is very different than the original, because as you can see, those are all the band members basically trying to take a picture of. I think they were taking the subway train to make a picture. In the left, that's Shava OGN, Darren Malakian, Sarge taking in, John Dolimian, the drummer. I love how their faces are basically blurred. Their face, as you can see, like there's a bar, like a sensor bar in their faces, which I understand too. And in the bottom, it has the same message. It has the same message from the original, which I'm not really. Well, I mean, because this is just basically a same message from the original album. Like what I mean is like it still has the same message. But it basically says, announce your anthems on the ceiling, we dance in angst by power, casual necties, embrace that hungry hunger further images rule through the media, commercial Orwellianism producing unveiled icebergs, running transparent electrical cables, carving string, assembles witnessed by hangings from flagpoles of souls, avenged by Dr. Clock, French paints, naked melting figures mixing the revolution against TV sentencing at the hands of brutal men in their military business world. Let us investigate the revolt down with the system. So it's basically the same message, like I said earlier. So I know it might not be the best reading of what I've done, especially in this channel. Don't even get me started on the comments. But this is actually one of my favorite albums from System of a Down. I love this album. I played this album a little more than the other one, personally. I mean, don't get me wrong, I played the Toxicity more too, and it's still his album. But after that, don't get me wrong, the next album's what I mentioned, I mentioned Mesmerize, but also Hypnotize. I don't really listen to those albums that much. It's not one of my favorites. I'll tell you why as I review those albums. And this one's quite different. It has a yellow hand, which, again, one of my favorite album covers, which I don't want to really review this album because I'm going to save it all. I'm going to save it all pretty much in the album review. But I'll save it for the rest of that. I'll just do an album review so I can tell you why. But overall, as a song, okay, I just put my notes down just in case. Always write notes just to write it down so you can read it, so you don't have to memorize it too. So, if you guys enjoy this video, let me know in the comments down below what song will always make you smile on day 2 of 30 Day Song Challenge. So in the comments, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and tap the bell for notifications so you can be notified directly to that video. My social medias, Instagram, Facebook, are in the description, so you can follow me there because I'm very active there. Then of course on this channel a lot lately, but who knows? I may be active on this channel more than on social media, which I mean not mostly, but because. Well, actually, I am mostly, but you don't really see me that well. But again, I will see you in the next video. I have nothing to say at this moment, so. Oh wait, hold on. God dang it, I'm always messing up. I'm not prepared on this video, so bye bye. Or wait, I forgot to mention. God dang it, I keep forgetting. Okay, change the world. Peace and love, and also keep it banging.